first trick is called raising your hand on the hand. It's all about placement and timing. If we're going to do stick tricks while playing drums in time, first we need to figure out where we're going to put the tricks within the context of a beat. Take a rock beat. A simple rock beat is a great place to start. Playing the bass drum on 1 and 3 and the snare drum on 2 and 4 gives us time to move in between the notes that we're playing on the hi-hat and the snare. And if we can count eighth notes while doing it,
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1.
Then we can start learning how to raise our hands on the ands. And if you can raise your left hand on the and after 4,
1 and 2 and 3 and 4
and still manage to hit the hi-hat and the bass drum on the downbeat of 1 in time, then your trick is effectively displayed.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and
1. The point here is by raising our hands on the ands, we're learning to effectively do the tricks on the downbeat of 1 or 3. And practicing eighth notes prepares us to do beats like this with eighth note ride pattern.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1.
Once we're able to get that down and we're able to play in time while doing it, then we're ready to start learning how to lead with our left hand while playing beats. It's not that hard. If you practice really slow and nice and steady and focus, anyone can learn how to lead while playing with the left hand and doing beats in time. Plus we're going to have to if we're going to switch each hand out while rocking beats. If you can practice this and get it going with each hand, then you'll be able to effectively place each hand in time wherever you want within the context of an eighth note ride pattern while keeping the beat going. I like to switch out my hands sometimes depending on which hand I want to hit the snare drum with. Once you get that down, you can add any bass drum pattern you want. Be as complicated as you'd like, spicing it up. So trick number 1, raising your hand on the and, is about placement and timing. We've seen how it's possible to effectively raise each hand while keeping the beat going and staying in time. Now that we've learned how to raise the hand, we need some tricks to be able to do when we raise our hand. The first one's called the fakie spin, and it doesn't work really well with straws.
Yeah! Get up on this! Hit it!
The fake spin, trick number 2. This trick is most often executed by using the first and second finger to rapidly pivot or wobble the stick in order to give the appearance of a spin. To learn this trick, first we want to make sure that all our fingers are splayed out and that our palm is as flat as we can make it, along with our wrist as straight as possible. Then we want to hold the drumstick between the first and second finger and merely try to control a wobble in a seesaw motion. Keeping control of the wobble between the two fingers, we want to get that going and then try to apply slightly more pressure to one side than the other, or rather twist our first two fingers in order to get the stick to start pivoting. With practice, we can learn how to hold the stick and balance it while it's doing this.
My foot's off the floor, you know I don't settle. I'll leave you sitting still when I mash you to the metal. If I heavy,
Get the wobble going first and controlled, then apply a twist or more pressure to one side than the other. Again, having your fingers splayed out and your palm flat will help execute this trick. Remember, if you're throwing the trick this way, it's still going to look only like a fast wobble. So make sure your hand is as flat as you can get it so you can get the stick to appear as if it's spinning. Once you get your spin on, then we can use what we learned in trick 1 to raise our hand and effectively display them wherever we want within the context of a beat. Try quarter note rock beats and eighth note rock beats. Finger flip is basically just a fancy way of getting the stick to turn around 180 degrees, rather than flipping it with your hand, which I also seem to do a lot. To learn the finger flip, first we'll hold the stick with the butt end forward, between the first finger and the thumb. Then we'll get the other fingers out of the way and extend the first finger and thumb, sneaking the second finger in behind the stick, allowing it to rotate by letting go of the thumb, then trying to catch it with the third finger. If you do it right, you should be here. From here, we want to let go with the first finger and allow the stick to continue rotating. Then the trick is going to be to get the first finger back in, flip the stick in, and move this finger back out of the way to our grip. Practice the finger flip with both hands and you'll have a fancy way of rotating the stick. In case you catch it with the butt end forward, you can just flip it back around. The garden weasel is basically a combination of the finger flip and the fake spin. What we're doing is starting a finger flip, and on the third position, we're trying to attempt a fake spin somewhat, and then rotate that over or pivot it over to the next two fingers and do a fake spin as well. Going back between each finger, the stick would form a figure 8.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
I got 2 6-shooters and a vest for protection, flexing like a cowboy in an old western. They call me Doc Holliday when I pop and I spray pistols cocked in your face. Jack, no chase. Holster on my waist with a smirk on my face. Spot a jerk in the place, he'll be hurt and erased. Come on, horsey, giddy up, I'm about to burn the city up. Desert, desert dog, got you going to giddy up.
We can continue with the finger flip. Or we can start with the tip forward, swing around.
Positive vibration, revelation, it's the healing of the nation. From creation, got inspiration. This is a prayer feeling.
Trick number 5, the hit, throw, catch. To get this trick down, we want to practice hitting and throwing in one motion. Okay, we want to hit and throw in one motion. We want to hit, throw, and catch the drumstick in one motion. Throwing any object up in the air and catching it is much easier to do while standing up. So if you've never done this before, go outside, stand up, and take one drumstick and practice repeatedly throwing it up in the air and catching it. Don't worry about your rotations, just focus on throwing and catching. Once we're able to throw the stick up in the air and catch it repeatedly with both hands while standing, the next step will be to take a practice pad while standing and practice hitting, throwing, and catching. We're trying to use the natural rebound of the stroke to cue our timing of each throw. We're not bouncing it, but we're not exactly going on just the energy of the rebound itself. So practice hit, throw, catch on a practice pad while standing to prepare yourself for when you're ready to get on the drum set to try this. If you're having trouble hitting, throwing, and catching a drumstick, you might want to try practicing the same movement and motion and timing with a tennis ball. It helps us with our hand-eye coordination, is very simple and effective when it comes to helping you catch drumsticks. Once you can do that repeatedly in time and time your throws, hit, throw, catch. We could put this anywhere we want in a beat. For example, if I led with the left hand and hit the snare drum on 2 with the right hand, I could pop the snare drum on 2 and catch it on the 3. 1, 2, 3. Practicing the hit, throw, catch repeatedly while standing is much easier to do than when you're sitting. But since we're sitting when we're playing the drums most often, you want to make sure you practice sitting as well with the pad before we try this on the drum set. Got my kicks. My mama bought a son a set of true line sticks. Too long before the cops heard the calls. Your neighbors are complaining, they can hear it in the walls. They rode up quick, but the beat soon hit them. Both cracked a smile to my rocked out rhythm. One started to dance, the other gave chase. Straight up to the neighbor, got up in his face. And when the neighbor resisted, they pulled out their heat and took him off the jail for disturbing my beat. Cause I rock the block non-stop. The hit, throw, catch doubles, the same practice routine we use with the hit, throw, catch. Practice with some tennis balls if you're having problems getting two objects going up and down and catching them at the same time. Once you can do that, then take your drumsticks and try to hit, throw, catch with both. Cops are the cause. Your neighbors are complaining, they can hear it in the walls. They rolled up quick, but the beat soon hit them. Both cracked a smile to my rocked out rhythm. One started to dance, the other gave chase. Straight up to the neighbor, got up in his face. And when the neighbor resisted, they pulled out the heat and took him off to jail for disturbing my beat. Cause I rock the block non-stop.
drums, sticks, heads, bags, holders, practice pads.
Hey, that's 2 words.
I got 2 words for you. Snow globes.
The best thing about this, doesn't talk to you, and it doesn't tell you when to practice.
Nah, the best thing is that it doesn't make you play rudiments.
No, the best thing is, it doesn't ask you to play jazz music.
But the best thing is, it's not half as ugly as the real Chip.
Get your book and get out of here. Go practice. Good job.
Yo, Chip, why y'all say my yours?
Backflip is simply where we take the drumstick, swing our arm down behind us at the last possible